Hey guys, it's Rich with another Wellness Wednesday video. In this video I want to talk about family history. One reason that I want to talk about this is because it's something that kept me from doing a Stitch and Witch video this past weekend, which I hope you guys accept my apology on that one. But I have been enthralled in my family history the past couple weeks, and it's brought on by somebody at work, and I'll explain some of that possibly in a Stitch and Witch. But anyway. The reason I want to discuss this as a Wellness Wednesday video is because some of the things that you can learn, not only health-wise, but also emotionally and spiritually, and some of the things that repeat themselves. Now, whenever we look at family history, we can see how somebody died. Was there an underlying cause? Was it heart disease, diabetes? Was it cancer? The list goes on, what it could have been, what inhibited them from going on to live a fuller, longer life. And that can really be pivotal in your own health. So researching your family history will only help you health-wise whenever you start looking at the death records, whenever you start looking at the hospital records, stuff like that. Stuff that isn't necessarily widely seen or widely talked about in most family circles. I know my family didn't really talk too much about high blood pressure or any heart disease or anything like that until I actually asked them. And then they say, oh, well, your grandmother had this or your grandfather had that. It's not widely known until somebody else in the family has it, and then they say, well, I think, your grandfather might have had that as well. And with doing the family history, you can actually see that, this person died of this disease, which may be part of your health record. So you can actually start to counteract what may be possible in your own bloodline and actually live a healthier and fuller life. Whenever I was doing this research, I'm also playing in the background Who Do You Think You Are?, which is just a wonderful series, the US version. I have not really watched the UK and Australian version yet, but I'm sure I will get to those as well. But in watching the US version of Who Do You Think You Are, I constantly see the underlying emotional or family situations that occur. And one of those might be absentee fathers, absentee mothers, abusive parents, the financial gains and the financial downfalls of family. And these seem to be recurring things that happen within the generations, from one generation to another. And we, being people that are conscious of this being a recurring theme in our family history, we can actually counteract that by putting a stop to it and vowing that it's not going to be us, that we're not going to be that person in our family tree that was an abusive person or had the downfalls financially or was an absentee parent or something of that nature. And the list goes on for all the things that occur and reoccur, and they're both good and bad. For instance, in my family history on my father's side, I see a lot of military people. And I joined the military without even knowing any of this. So I kind of find it kind of serendipitous, or as a reoccurring theme in my family history. And yes, there are some underlying bad things too that have happened in my family history that I might share in a future video if you guys really want to hear it. And then you have the spiritual nature. The spiritual nature can range anywhere from Shinto in Japan to Christianity in Europe. It can range the whole gambit. So knowing that our families might have come from a particular religious background, we can actually honor them by either lighting a candle in a sacred temple or lighting a candle at a church or a synagogue or what have you. So that's a way to honor your ancestors spiritually and honor their spiritual path as well as honoring yours, as recognizing them. And you guys know, if you've watched my videos for a while, how much I love working with my ancestors. It's one of the biggest parts of my practice, delving into that ancestral line and tapping into those ancestors that help you out in so many great ways. And I may cover in a future video how to build an ancestor altar, which is something that you definitely could do if you want to honor your ancestors in that way. Or you can just tell their stories, the good and the bad, and make others aware within your own family how they interacted with others within the society that they were in. So that's all that I have for today. My battery's about to run out. Until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.